Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about psychologists, their role in life, and how to pursue the career. Growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to study. I wanted to be a doctor, but that changed in my freshman year of high school. I was in my biology class actually, and we were taking a pop quiz, and a teacher came into the room and she started talking about our elective classes. In high school, you get elective classes besides the ones that are required to graduate, like math, English, science, history. She mentioned many classes like guitar, band, mariachi. Among those classes was psychology. She gave a brief description of each class. She started talking about psychology and the roles that comes with studying the career, and also what the subject itself studied. Ever since that day, I became really interested and really curious about what psychology really was about. I started researching and educating myself on the subject. The more I researched, the more interested I was in pursuing the actual career. That is why I wanted to teach you guys about it, because I think if everyone knew what psychology was about and what the subject studied, I feel like it would wake up an interest in them as it did in me. I was 14 by the time, and I was completely curious about the subject, and it really became not an obsession, but something I wanted to learn more about. Psychologists are people that will help you understand and interpret your thoughts. Also, they base themselves in experimentation and observations when treating someone. First off, let's talk about the time it takes us to complete a bachelor's degree in psychology. Depending on the branch, it usually takes up to 4 years, including summer school, to get a bachelor's degree in any class, in any subject really, but also in psychology. Classes, depending on the branch of psychology that you want to study, we have clinical psychology, we have child and adolescent psychology, developmental psychology. It depends really on what branch you want to focus yourself on, what you're really going to study. For example, I want to study child and adolescent psychology. For this one, I have my primordial class is developmental psychology, because this class focuses on the growth and the changes in behavior when kids grow and become adults. As you can see here, developmental psychology focuses on the growth and development of the person and their character. Now, passing on to the topic of the roles of the psychologist. People confuse psychologists with therapists and psychiatrists. Psychologists focus on the study of behavior and mental processes. They help you understand and deal with your emotions. They can diagnose mental disorders, learning disabilities, and behavioral problems. Psychologists base themselves on many ways to diagnose disorders. They can diagnose it by doing physical examinations, like stress can cause stomach ache or headaches or loss of appetite, loss of energy. Also, lab tests could help them to prove a point about the same stomach aches, like you're stressing out and it's causing you a stomach ache and it's giving you a hard time to eat or to function well. They also have psychological examinations like questionnaires. Here I have an example, and I will show you guys and read it to you guys. a small example of a anxiety and depression questionnaire. Here you can see that we have these questions that will help us figure out how we feel. These are the scales. This one says not at all, several days, more than half 1 day, nearly every day. These are a scale of 0 to 3, in which you would respond to this question on how much do you think that you feel this way. So for example, days that you feel little interest or pleasure in doing things. Here you would say, if you never feel interested on anything, you would say not at all. Or if you feel like you have very little interest, you would say nearly every day. So all these questions will help us, the psychologist or therapist, to figure out what is really going on in your head. This is a questionnaire that you're supposed to answer truthfully and honestly, because it is just to help you. Psychologists have a tough job, but also is very interesting, because tell me who wouldn't like to be able to read people based on how they act or react to certain moments or comments. Pursuing this career isn't as hard as it seems, but it's also not as easy as some people would say it is. They have many branches to pick, and each is as important as the rest. This is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed and got a little bit of interest about the topic and the subject.